Getting into running is like climbing a mountain. You start at the bottom and stare up at that towering wall of problems that you have to solve. Today, I want to be your tour guide and take you from a confused beginner at the bottom of this mountain all the way to the top where you can clearly see exactly what's needed to be a great runner. And there's a little gift waiting for you at the top, but we'll get to that later. Climbing the mountain is broken down into 5 key levels to help you get from the base to the summit. So let's start with level 1, training gear. Like any good hike, you need to be prepared. You're not going to climb this mountain with a pair of budgie smugglers, so let's talk about what you need. For absolutely anyone getting into running, the first thing that you should do is get a shoe fitting and a gait analysis. This will reduce the likelihood of you getting injured and make the whole experience of running just far more pleasing. Most local running shops will do these shoe fittings for you and recommend a nice shoe based on your individual running style. You don't need a bottle or any fluid carrying systems if you're a complete beginner. For clothing, a good tip I've heard is to dress like it's 5 degrees warmer, because as you get running, you'll be surprised how quickly you do actually warm up. If you're in a cold climate, invest in a hat and gloves. Otherwise, just use your common sense and wear a breathable material. So, we've left base camp, but you're finding it really difficult. It might even be like trying to run through syrup. There is actually a quick solution to all of this. We need to learn how to run. So let's go over level 2, running form. To keep it really simple, you want to avoid your foot landing in front of your body. Ideally, it wants to land just below your hips. So how do we do this when we can't see what's going on? Just think about these 3 simple cues. Lift your hips up high, relax your shoulders, and pull your feet up. If you do want to see a more detailed explanation, I made a full video about running form. I'll link it at the end. Okay, now we're starting to climb this mountain, but we forgot the map. So we end up spending half the day walking around in circles and not getting anywhere. Level 3 actually puts us back on the track with a plan. Think of a plan as your map. Without it, you'll be running aimlessly. And by doing this, you'll end up fatigued and most likely just sack off the running altogether. I mean, that's basically what I did until I followed a structured plan. Plans make running a far better use of time, and I strongly urge everyone to follow one. So how do we put one together? Go visit runlift.co.uk, first link in the description. All jokes aside, I always get my beginner clients to download the Couch to 5K app. This is a brilliant example of progressive running. It's great to pick something up like the Couch to 5K because it instills how to keep progressing as you turn into a more advanced runner. Now, as this is RunLift, there's obviously something that's going to be missing from Couch to 5K. And that's the strength routine. So in addition to the plan, I want you to complete a full body strength session twice a week. This actually helps you run faster by indirectly improving your running form and strengthening the muscles that we use when we run. I won't bore you with the details on here, I'll just flash it up quickly on the screen so you can screenshot it and carry on watching the video. Got it? Cool. Alright, nearing the top of the mountain now, we're starting to see a bit more clearly. Level 4 is all about using the new view to your advantage. In other words, we're going to start analysing our runs. By far the best way to do this is by using a running watch, which you may or may not have. Anything equivalent to an Apple Watch, a Fitbit or a Garmin will do the trick. However, if you don't have one, don't worry, you can just use your phone. Start off by downloading an app called Strava. This is going to be your new home to running. When you're next out, you'll be able to see your pace, distance, elevation and time. These metrics are going to be key indicators of your progress, and it's nice to see how far you've come. Okay, so you've got all your gear, you know how to run, you've got your plan, and you know how to track your runs. But there is one huge mistake that everyone makes that will stop you from ever reaching that summit, and that's running too fast all of the time. Now, this is the exact mistake I made when I first started running. Everyone runs a fast run. This never gives your body any time to recover, and you'll actually never get any fitter as a result. If you slow it down, you can stay consistent with training, and this is by far the biggest tip. Okay, so let's talk about this gift that I mentioned. If you want all of these tips put into a nice little checklist, just click the link in the description. And if you want to learn how to run properly in more detail, go watch the video next, but be sure to pick up that checklist first. I'll see you in the next one.